and tell all of the angels this could take all night. I think I need a devil to help me get this right. Hook me up a new revolution, 'cause this one is a lie. We sat around laughing and watching the last one die. Sing this out. I'm looking toward the sky to save me, looking for a sign of life, looking for something to help me burn out bright. I'm looking for a complication, looking 'cause I'm tired of trying. Make my way back home when I learn to fly. I think I'm done nursing the patience. It could wait one night. I'll give it all away if you give me one last try. We'll live happily ever trapped if you just save my life. Run and tell angels that everything's alright. 'Cause I'm looking to the sky to save me, looking for a sign of life, looking for something to help me burn out bright. I'm looking for a complication, looking 'cause I'm tired of trying. Make my way back home when I learn to fly. Make my way back home when I learn to fly. Along with me, I can't quite make it alone. Try to make this life my own and fly along with me. I can't quite make it alone. Try to make this life my own. I'm looking to the sky to save me, looking for a sign of life, looking for something to help me burn out bright. I'm looking for a complication, looking 'cause I'm tired of lying. Make my way back home when I learn to, make my way back home when I learn to fly. Make my way back home when I learn to learn. All right. Well, once again, welcome this morning. This next one is written by our friend Ellis Delaney. It's called Right on Time, and yeah, I hope it feels like you're feeling like you're right on time, being where you need to be. Jen's going to lead this one. You guys give just a little encouragement to her. She doesn't do this all the time, so. Yeah, all right, this is Right on Time.
I wish for you to be free from doubt. When you feel left behind or left out, when the world seems brighter everywhere else, and your mind is lost inside a wishing well. Right on time, you are right on time, you're right on time. Remember the heart restless and hopeful, it cries and sings. Sometimes you need shelter and a space to be a little tough, not tough enough, a little lost at sea. And when everyone is racing and you join in, if you can, try running with a smile, because there is a danger in going too fast. Getting too far ahead can set you back. Right on time. You are right on time. You're right on time. You see regret, caught up in the past and what might have been. What you can never know can make your head spin. A little love, a little trust, a lot of forgiveness. Right on time. You are right on time. You're right on time. We're right on time, right on time, we're right on time.
All right. Well, take a couple deep breaths with me, would you? Just let yourself remember that you're here, you're safe, you're enough. We've been talking a little bit about care and doing that amidst grief for ourselves and others, being caregivers, care receivers. And I guess I'd encourage you to let yourself feel safe enough to let yourself be loved and cared for here this morning, to know that you're held and loved and enough. And this one is from the Decemberists. It's called Don't Carry It All. I think it kind of helps me feel some of that too. It's a good one to clap to. Well, here we come to a turning of the season. Witness to the arc towards the sun. A neighbor's blessed burden within reason. Comes a burden born of all in one. Nobody knows. Let the yoke fall from our shoulders. Don't carry it all, don't carry it all. We are all our hands and holders beneath this bold and brilliant sun. This I swear to all. Monument to read beneath the arbors, upon a plinth that towers toward the trees. Every vessel pitching hard to starboard, lay its head on summer's freckled knees. And nobody knows. Let the yoke fall from our shoulders. Don't carry it all, don't carry it all. We are all our hands and holders beneath this bold and brilliant sun. This I swear to all. This I swear to all. Wear a wreath of trillium and ivy laid upon the body of the boy. Lazy will alone come from its hiding and return this quiet searcher to the soil. So raise a glass to turning of the season. Watch it as it arcs towards the sun. You must bear your neighbor's burden within reason. Your labors will be bold when all is done. Nobody knows. Let the yoke fall from our shoulders. Don't carry it all, don't carry it all. We are all our hands and holders beneath this bold and brilliant sun. This I swear to all. 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 To all, to all, to all, to all, to all. Yeah, all right.
Is it me? It's me. Wow.
Boo.
That was the best thing ever, so thank you all. I definitely feel better about my life now. Hi, everyone. Thanks for being Fabric this morning and having this kind of energy. Let's do this all the time. Apparently, it's hard to find parking out there, which is like the best problem we've had in a long time. So, hi, everyone. My name's Chris. I am delighted to be a part of Fabric and welcome everybody on the live stream and appreciate you being here. I want to send a special welcome if this is your first time or one of your first times being here on a Sunday. We've been waiting for you, so thanks for being here. And we really, truly appreciate your presence. So just to do a little housekeeping, we have coffee and water and tea right here. Please help yourself at any time, in any way. If you've had too much of that, there are restrooms down the hallway, off to the left. There's a gender-inclusive, fully accessible, gender-neutral restroom as well. Just follow the brand new signs we have for that. There's also, I think this is really cool, but a full-size changing table for like an adult. So just a really awesome, inclusive aspect of who we are and what we get to do. So, okay. Kids. So kids are already gone. So if you're a kid and you're still here, well done, Della. Oh, if you're still a kid and you would like to join, follow the train, the Congo line. I just want to say that one of probably my favorite aspect of being part of the Fabric community is the kids stuff here. It truly is amazing. Not only do we get to have our kids loved on by a bunch of other adults, but also they get to have conversations that matter back there in their own way, in their own timing. We get to have conversations as a family. We use a lot of the language that we have here at Fabric as part of our parenting. So practice when it's easy so you can do it when it's hard. We talk about that on a regular basis. And so what we do back here is just an amazing aspect of who we are as a community, and one in which I have a lot of background and baggage with church and have a lot of trouble trusting that. And so finding a place that I can truly trust and know that they are being loved on and cared for and given a place to explore their own spirituality in their own way is really meaningful to me. So, Sunday paper. So we have a few things. One is our offering envelope. If you would like to be a part of supporting Fabric. If you are new here, please do not feel obligated to give. Your presence here is a gift in and of itself. Then we also have our communication card. If you could fill this out, people read it and people interact with it. You can put comments, questions, ask what is on Chris Tripolino's face. There might not be an answer for that. I have the mic right now and yours doesn't work. So. You can put prayer requests on it. It really is meant to remind you are not alone in this journey. We are talking about some pretty heavy stuff as a community right now, which is not unusual, to be honest with you, because we're here to talk about stuff that matters, and hard stuff is part of the stuff that matters. So if you are having trouble with kind of feeling alienated in that and stuck, let us know, and we would love to walk alongside of you. I'm going to do my own personal plug with that right now. So I have a new job. Yeah. Vocation. I work for a family grief center, and it is a no-cost family grief center that provides wraparound services and support for people who are grieving the loss of a loved one. That can mean a lot of different things. It can mean financial support, legal assistance, counseling, groups. We're really just a hub of entering into the grief community. So I'm going to have postcards here at the table if you would like to grab one or just need someone to talk to about it. My own unique program within that, so that's for broader the loss of or the death of a family member, but we also have a program that I'm the director of that is for parents whose children have died, and to provide unique support for those people. So it is all no cost, no strings attached, just a delightful place to be able to feel loved and cared for. It has my direct number on the back of this postcard, so feel free to, if you need it for yourself or you need it for someone you love and care for, feel free to take one and pass it along. Additionally, it is Children's Grief Awareness Month. So if you would like a yard sign, I have like 4 of them. We'll need them back eventually, but if you would like one for your house, please let me know. I'll be hanging around there at the end of our time together, and would love to have you have that. So, anything I'm missing? No. Back to you. How do you follow that one up, Chris?
Now I can get back to my smart remarks. All right, thank you. It'll be a while before Chris gives a welcome again. So I hope you enjoyed that. No, I'm just teasing. Yeah, so as we think about grief and our own spaces of that, not to just sort of like lull you into something or push you into something, but to invite you into a space that, I don't know if, for me, I guess, sometimes it just takes a little bit of a space and a willingness to look at some of my own grief, to remember that it exists. And sometimes it just takes me getting a little bit quiet and This is a song that speaks to some of that from local band Romantica. It's called Harder to Hear. It's getting harder to hear my heart these days. Harder to hear my heart. There's so much culture in the way. There's so much culture in the way. It's getting harder to hear my voice these days. Harder to hear my voice. There's so many voices in the way. There's so many voices in the way. Oh, somebody save me. Somebody save me. I don't wanna be cool. Oh, somebody shine the light on this soul tonight. I don't wanna be right. It's getting harder to hear the truth these days. Harder to hear the truth. There's so much money in the way. There's so much money in the way. It's getting harder to hear from God these days. Harder to hear from God. There's so much religion in the way. There's so much superstition in the way. Oh, somebody save me. Somebody save me. I don't wanna be cool. Oh, somebody shine the light on this soul tonight. I don't wanna be right. It's getting harder to hear the love these days. Harder to hear the love. There's so much criticism in the way. There's so much ammunition in the way. It's getting harder to hear the hope these days. Harder to hear the hope. There's so much journalism in the way. There's so much ammunition in the way. Sing this. Oh, somebody save me. Somebody save me. I don't wanna be cool. Oh, somebody shine the light on this soul tonight. I don't wanna be right. Oh, somebody shine the light on these souls tonight. We don't need to be right. Right. It's getting harder to hear my heart these days. Harder to hear my heart. There's so much culture in the way. There's so much culture in the way.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. I'm Ian. It's good to be with you today. So, Chris, is this yours? Here, I'm going to give that to you. I feel like Chris was underselling it a little bit. This is oh, you want your other stuff too? Oh, okay. Sounds good. You're going to actually, so Tripolino's already said that we're not giving the mic to Chris again. Sorry, Trip. In 2 weeks, you're going to hear from Chris talking up here about his experience as a chaplain and working with grief. And, well, I'm not going to say too much, but 2 weeks from today, we're going to hear from Chris. A lot of wisdom there. Thank you, Chris. And then in 3 weeks, we're excited to welcome to Fabric also to speak with us the founder of Wildflower Coffee, Carly Kammerer, who we've worked with before, but she actually has a really interesting journey with grief too, as a social worker and now a certified grief counselor. So we're going to hear from her as well in a couple weeks. So a lot of just incredible wisdom, and I'm really grateful to all of you who I've been in conversation with over the last many weeks about your own journey of grief, about your own experience of grief, the ways that maybe you don't want to engage in grief because grief just sort of sucks. So just to name that, to get it out of the way, grateful that we're here anyway, and we're diving into it anyway. That's a brave thing to show up for. So thanks for that. So last week we started this Beyond Platitudes series, just naming the reality that grief is universal. To be a human is to grieve, right? And that grief and love are intricately connected. And recognizing, like, the first step, the first act of real love may actually just be recognizing that pain and grief are pain and grief, and that's all right to just name. So this week, what we're going to do is look at what comes after naming grief. Like, what do we actually do when we encounter somebody who's in pain, or when we're in pain and trying to interact and encounter with others? So the big idea is just this, that when somebody's hurting, when grief is raw and new and fresh, oftentimes our words fall short, right? Oftentimes our words fall short because the first things I grab for may not actually be helpful in the moment. I have experienced my own grief, but it's back then, right? And so from a processed place of having kind of processed my own experiences, where I've landed may not be helpful for the person feeling like a little chaotic and a little scared, right, in moments of grief. And so listening deeply, on the back of your Sunday paper here, we've got this list of CareIQ tools. So you've heard of IQ, the intelligence quote. CareIQ really is just about, like, we're trying to level up our ability to both give and receive care. And today we're talking about listening deeply. That listening deeply may just be the best first response to give when we're encountering grief and loss. So there is a little tension in this. I know for me, when there's a lot of tension in this, when somebody approaches me with their grief, figuring out kind of like, first of all, what is my role? Asking that question. What is this person asking of me in this moment? Or are they just asking for my presence? Trying to tell a little bit of their story, trying to be heard, be seen, be acknowledged as fully human, because that's what we are. But then also, I don't know about you, but I often feel the need, it's not actually a need, but I feel the urge, the impulse to say something, to do something, to like fix this. It's especially with people I care about, with people I really love. They come to me in grief and in pain. I just want to go anything to take it away, to minimize it to whatever. And often the first things I say actually do minimize it instead of embrace it and let it breathe and let it be and let it become a processable moment. So I think of when somebody loses a loved one, somebody dies. Have you heard the phrase, like, things like, well, at least they're in a better place, right? That kind of thing. Somebody dies, and the maybe the best thing somebody might be able to say to you is like, well, God needed another angel in heaven. I don't know about that. Sometimes bad things just happen, and it really hurts. It really, really hurts. And so today, as we talk about this, I guess what I've wondered about is why do we kind of lean into this fix-it impulse? And I think that there are a few things. Where does this fix-it impulse come from? There's like some fill-ins in the back. This is just my theory on it, but I think this is true. That we do this because, firstly, we have discomfort with pain. We don't want to be in pain. We don't want to experience our pain or others, and we don't want people we love to be in pain either. We're trying to protect ourselves from that feeling of like powerlessness or that feeling of being afraid. The second is, I think we have a desire for control in so many ways. We want to be able to control our experiences, our relationships, and so we try as, like if there's a reason for the hurt, maybe we can prevent it for next time, right? By kind of controlling a situation or trying to explain it or understand it. These instincts, firstly, I will say, the instincts because we have a discomfort with pain and we have a desire for control, often these things actually have served our species well, right? Like as the human species, our aversion to pain and our desire to control our surroundings have helped us survive some pretty rough stuff. So I say to myself, to my body, to my brain, when I'm in this mode of kind of fight or flight, kind of a fear response to grief, hey, thanks, brain, but you're not. Let's put that over here for a moment, right? The third thing is, and I think this is important, it's significant, that we're in a culture that prioritizes speediness and efficiency. We have a cultural speed. Collectively, we move from one thing to another far too fast to be able to really listen well or process. I think this was true a long time ago, but now I notice it even more. Like when you think about what some of the things that even just our community locally has gone through in the last 5 years, it's significant. Stuff that takes long time to process and to really heal from. As I mentioned last week, I think that if we take Jesus seriously, that the two most important things, like when he was asked, what are the two most important commandments and all the laws and the prophets? He said, I'm going to sum it up by saying, love God, love people. The end. So if we're going to take that impulse for caring for one another and for being community seriously, and if this CareIQ toolbox, if the tools that we use to help care for others well is a part of our how to do that well, to love other people, then I suspect we may need to reassess our learned behavior of painless control or efficiency and lean all the more hard into presence first. So presence, offering our presence first. So let's talk about Job for a second. Not that Job. That one. Okay, great. There's this old story in the Bible about a guy named Job. It's in the Old Testament. It's one of those ancient old stories. And you don't need to know a lot about him to get the point, okay? It's just that Job was somebody who has had a really good life. Really cushy, really cozy. And then in what feels like an instant, he loses it all. Like his family, his livelihood, his health, everything that he relied on, everything that made his life comfortable, gone. Just like that. And so he's got some friends, and when his friends hear about it, they come to see him, and they walk into, what they walk into is just awful, right? Job is not the strong, put-together guy that they used to know. He's sitting in ashes. He's covered in sores all over his body, and he's totally undone, just totally a mess. Deep, deep grief. And here's the beautiful part. The friends, these three friends that show up, they don't rush to fix it. They don't start with advice or anything like, God's got a bigger plan, or everything happens for a reason. They don't reach for those platitudes. The story says that they just sit down beside him, and for 7 days and nights, they stay there in silence because they see how deep his suffering is. No words, just presence, sitting nearby. There's a long history of human culture doing this for people. Just sit. Our Jewish friends and neighbors, they sit Shiva. They stay there in silence with him. But then after that week of silence, they finally start talking. They're trying to make sense of it all for him and with him. And that's where everything unravels. As soon as they start talking, things go downhill. They start telling Job why this happened, what he must have done wrong, how God must be teaching him a lesson. They try to unexplain the unexplainable, because what has happened to him is unexplainable, and he's just deep in grief. And they start to try to explain it. They try to make sense of it, and they try to put it on him. And instead of helping, their words pile on more pain. The moment that they stop being with him and start speaking, the comfort disappears. Sometimes the most sacred, faithful, helpful thing that we can do, I believe, really is just to show up, to stay put, and to hold quiet. Hold that quiet. Be with. These friends of Job's, they were at their best when they simply were there. Sometimes that's what we can do. Right? And that is at the heart of this week's CareIQ tool, to listen deeply. Not to respond, like we listen not to respond or to fix, but we listen simply to receive, to be with, to be connected, to be in relationship, and to offer support. So I want to define this listen deeply tool. Listening deeply is a gift that we give one another. First and foremost, it's a gift we give, to listen deeply. And it's a gift we give one another by allowing another person the dignity of being heard without judgment, without advice, or interruption, or even manipulation. So there are some kind of practical steps to this, right? Like, be fully present, put the phone down, turn the screens off, slow down whatever that inner monologue is. There's lots of thoughts when we're quiet. For me, at least. I don't know if I'm speaking for you. For me, like when I'm sitting with others, like I have 100 thoughts going, and it wants to come out. Like I'm somebody who, if there's pain right in the middle of the room, I'm going to verbally dance all around it for a while, and then maybe land. So I have to fight that impulse in myself. Notice that temptation to fix or to explain, but don't let that temptation get in the driver's seat, right? So like an example, when somebody says, I can't believe they're gone, instead of reaching for something like, at least they're in a better place, we might try taking a breath. I miss them too. I miss him too, and this must hurt a lot. But I'm here with you. I'm not going. I think at the heart of what it is to be a human in relationship with other people is a superpower that each one of us has. Each one of you has this superpower. And it's this: to listen one another back to life. This is a superpower that we have. Our ability to listen to each other back to life by giving people the space and the opportunity to share their own story, to be fully heard, and to honor that experience. But sometimes that's easier said than done. There's a stand-up comic that I've recently become aware of, Mae Martin, who, a couple years ago, they recorded a special that is really brilliant. A lot of reflecting post-COVID about communication and relationships and how that time out of practice from communicating face-to-face did something to us. But May recorded this thing, and I think they really nailed a description of the kind of communication we sometimes feel tempted to engage in. I'm calling it Mae Martin's snow globe theory of human communication. So instead of just telling you, I want them to enjoy.
And then I was thinking, okay, this is a little abstract, but don't you think that, in a way, our brains and our minds are like our rooms, and we furnish our minds with experiences that we collect to then build what we think of as our identity and ourselves. And that's all we're doing, is we're little experience hunters collecting these to put them on our brain shelves and be like, I'm me. And I always visualize every experience that we collect is like a little novelty snow globe, and we're just going around being like one time I saw Antonio Banderas at the airport. Yes, I did. And myself, and no one else is me. And then all human interaction is, I really noticed this coming out of the pandemic, is all human interaction is just basically taking turns showing each other our snow globes and being like, and it's just pathetically taking turns. And someone will be showing you their snow globe, and you're trying to be a good listener. It's like a story about a party they went to 5 years ago, and you're like, yes, and you're like, and you are you as well. You're like, yes, exactly, yes. How wonderful to be yourself as well. But the whole time, your eyes are just darting to your own shelf, 100% the whole time. You're like, yes, well, no, and yes, waiting for your moment. To be like, and me as well, I have one, and me. Thank you.
So that may be a little bit of a reductive thing, but I think there's some truth to it, right? That we often, sometimes, I know myself, that sometimes the best I can do is I hear something that you say and I go, oh, that reminds me of my snow globe, right? Look at this. And that may be a point of connection. But what we're talking about is something different, not just about finding ways that our snow globes look a little bit alike, but actually to practice being with and to listen, to understand, and to receive instead of to respond and to take our own snow globe off the shelf and say, look, I am me too. So we have a practice. Melissa, let's dive into this together.
Let's do it. And this is why we practice, because that is so what I do. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. Yeah, this is why we practice a lot of things around here when it's easy, as Chris said. And yeah, there's a way to practice listening that we want to share with you, and we just want to show you. Yeah,
and we're going to invite you to do it too.
But don't panic. Don't panic. It's easy. It's kind of fun. And it's called the Unhurried Circle. And by circle, that means everybody gets a turn to be listened to. And we're going to do it in an unhurried way, which is kind of the magic of this. And the next layer of magic is that none of us get the same question. And it's like you can't prepare your snow globe. You can't even think of what you're going to say, and because you don't know the question. So anyway, don't worry. We're going to show you here. Ian, let's try it.
Let's be a circle of two.
I'm going to ask you, if you have the rock, then you're the one that gets to answer the question first. And the first the question I want to give you is, what's something that gives you energy, Ian?
Okay, something that gives me energy. I gotta take a breath first.
Oh, yeah.
Because being asked a question live that I don't know what it is gives me a little anxiety. Okay, what gives me energy? I feel really energized whenever I get to like meet somebody new, and like figure each other, kind of do that like that conversational dance of who are you and who are we, and that gives me a lot of energy. A lot of people think that a lot of people experience that as like really trivial or like small talk or whatever, but I find it really energizing and exciting. So that gives me energy.
Great. Thank you.
So then now my step.
Well, first let's pause and just say,
Yeah.
good job, Ian. He answered the question. Great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so then I'm in the circle, so I should get a question. And that question, you are invited to create.
Okay.
So take a pause and think of a question that comes from what you just shared. So a question for me that comes from what you said.
Yeah. Okay.
Take your time.
So I talked about meeting new people, which is kind of the beginning of friendship, the possibility of friendship. And so I'm curious for you to share to share about a time maybe when you made a new friend or had a first interaction with somebody. What was that like? As a kid. Yeah, as a kid. Thinking about like the playground.
Okay. My friend Debbie came to mind. She moved in next door, and we became fast friends. And I was really lucky to live. We just started living at each other's houses then. And then she moved away to St. Louis Park, where you live now.
Oh, all the way out there?
When I was 7, I know. So anyway, so you answer. There's no wrong answers. And then I would think of the question. Thank you. From that, I would ask the next person a question. So I'm going to pause, take a breath. Do you have any story when you think of the word neighbor? And I'm going to pass it to the next person. Okay? So that's how it works.
Yeah.
And no, there's never any forced participation around here, so don't feel like you have to. But I did hand out some rocks to people, and if you have a rock, in a second I'm going to ask you to stand up and kind of spread out around the room so that everyone, if you want to, you can find somebody that has a rock and just try this out. The person with the rock will go first, and they'll start with that question, what's something that gives you energy? And then you'll all get a chance, about a minute each, to respond to a question. But before we start, I want everyone just to practice the pause, okay? So right now you might be like, oh my God, I have to move. I thought I was just going to get to come here and sit here, which you can still do. That's fine.
So I'll fill coffee and water and tea and bathrooms.
Yeah. So seriously, don't worry about that. But if you want to try it, it's kind of fun. And so just right now, just practice just taking a pause, take a little breath. Okay, I didn't hear anyone do that. Let's do it together. Ready? In.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good.
That was good.
All right. If you have a rock, can you stand up, please?
Like groups of like 3-4 people?
3 to 4 people.
Great.
So maybe spread out, rock people a little bit, and move chairs if you need to. You can use the floor down here. And there's some instructions on the screen. Brian, can you pop those up in case you forget? But hopefully they're easy enough to
Great.
take it and run with it. Have fun. I have a rock if someone needs. So the first person with a rock, when you're ready, you start. What is something that gives you energy, okay? Anybody want to practice over here? Are you all trying to avoid this? Otherwise, I'm available. No problem.
Read the room here, Melissa.
It's my job to make people do things.
All right.
They don't want to do it first. Oh, cute. Yeah. What's something that gives you energy?
Connecting, reminding people that they're loved and lovable and loved. I imagine there's some similarities in your snow globes as far as that goes too. What do you enjoy most about your work? That's what I had on the way in. I stopped.
Yeah, seeing people
Sacred. Tools up and toolbox quick for probably 20 minutes. She just stayed. Are we just going to sit here in silence? So it just reminded me of this. It's like, listen to it looks different. Like how to convey that. Yeah. Right. Right. It's fascinating to see it show up in that way. Kind of anger. Yeah, what do you do with that? It was really beautiful. By the end of the time, she was able to access a lot more, start sharing stories. But that's
Should I give like a little like warning, like a minute and a half, 30 second warning? They'll go until they're done.
almost started school.
see where they're at. How are we doing on time?
11:29.
Probably should.
Hi, Thea.
Time for their candles.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do another 53 seconds. See if you can wrap up in 53 seconds.
Sleepy, how are you?
as the person speaking wraps up their story, I would encourage you to take a breath, receive it, and you can move back to your seats when that feels good and comfortable. Perfect. Thank you all. If you have a rock, you can feel free to bring it up and put it on the table, or hold on to it if you need to just hold on to the warmth of that stone and the stories that have been shared with it. My hope is that for your group, for you, that this was an exercise, a sort of practice where it's easy kind of moment that felt like it's full of possibility. Maybe it felt a little clunky or unnatural, unfamiliar, and that's okay too. But the point really in this kind of practice is just to get some reps in, to practice a kind of listening in a way that offers presence over platitudes or over the need to respond or to like inject your own kind of thing into it, but just merely showing each other presence over, snow globes. And practicing listening deeply, it's a simple way that I think that we can really transform our world, our neighborhood, our relationships within our circles of influence and beyond. Because really, as I said, this is all about listening people to life in an unhurried, fully present, honest, taking the time we need to understand one another kind of way. And so thank you for engaging that. If you did, if it was just, if you were watching it happen, I hope that was a valuable moment for you too. In a little bit, we're actually going to pass the little baskets on the inside aisle, where you can put in financial contributions and also the connection card. So take a moment to fill that out, because we do want to hear from you what you're thinking about, your smart remarks or your prayer requests or anything like that. But as we pass those through, I want to prompt you with a thought. Because this weekend of the year, there's Halloween, and then yesterday was Dia de los Muertos. Today, in a lot of religious settings, it's like All Saints Day, where we remember people who have gone before, who have died, and whose presence is still with us. The veil is thin on these days, where in this time of the year, kind of the veil between like the physical world and the spiritual world, and we wanted to mark that too. So I'm going to invite you to just be thinking about a person or people who have died, but whose presence you still feel. It could be in a really healthy, positive way, or it could be in a way that feels a little challenging. But I want to invite you just to think about who are those people, to reflect on that. Because I suspect that the people that we've lost continue to remind us what love can look like. Even in death, when we're talking about presence over platitudes, right? Even in death, people can feel present to us. And maybe it's a memory, maybe it's sometimes in the way we care for others, maybe it's because they cared for us, that these people live on in us and through us too. And so in a little bit, we'll have a sort of a ritualized moment of lighting candles in honor of those who have gone and whose presence you still feel. We'll do that in a little bit. Great?
Well, Jen's going to sing another one for us. And This is one from the Secret Sisters. It's called Space, and I just echo what Ian just said about letting yourself sit and hold space for that person or people. And we're just going to take this moment and hold that space.
There will always be a line running from your heart to mine, traveling through space and time, connected. There will always be a song. I like it when you sing along, even when you get it wrong. Remember, I am holding space for you. Whatever you're going through, the dance between the ocean and the moon, I am holding space. If you ever get too far, I'll throw my bags into the car, drive all night to where you are, to remind you there's a light that always burns. It isn't something you can earn. Whichever way the world will turn, I will find you. I am holding space for you. And whatever you're going through, the dance between the ocean and the moon, I am holding space. The same as it used to be. We are stardust in the wind. I know the waves will always pull you back to me, back to me. I am holding space for you. Whatever you're going through, the dance between the ocean and the moon, I am holding space. Space. I am holding space. Space.
Thank you. Oh, that's a new one to me. I love that. As we close our time together, kids are going to be coming back in a little bit too, and they can be a part of this. I would just ask, especially with the younger ones, for a trusted adult to help, because we are dealing in open flame business here. But as we close our time together, you're invited to come forward and light a candle in remembrance, naming someone or some group of people whose life still matters deeply to you and who may even feel deeply present in you still. You can light it in gratitude, in longing, in silence. There's no right way, just presence. And then, as others do the same, lighting a candle, I'd invite you to linger a little bit, to just be present to one another. Perhaps it would feel good to share with somebody else about the person that you're thinking about in this moment. Or maybe not. Maybe you just want to light it quietly and notice what's happening in your body and in the room. So as we prepare to name and remember those who have gone before us, I'd like to offer a moment of meditation, of blessing or prayer. If it's helpful, please hold it with you. If it's not, you can leave it right in the space here. So let's just take a breath together as we think about those who have gone. As we prepare to light candles, we remember the people whose love shaped us, whose absence we still feel, and whose presence somehow still lingers. Some of these losses are recent. Some have been carried for years. Each name, each face, each story. A thread still woven into who we are and who we are becoming. We light these candles not to erase grief, but to honor it. To say this mattered, they mattered, we still matter to one another. And so may the glow of the candles, of the flames we ignite, remind us that love doesn't end, it just changes form. And that even when it feels heavy, we don't grieve alone. So as you're ready, come forward if you'd like. Light a candle in memory, in gratitude, in longing, or simply as a prayer without words. Together may the light and our sighs too deep for words hold what our hearts can't always say. As you feel ready, please come forward.
When it's not always raining, there'll be days like this. And when no one's complaining, there'll be days like this. Everything falls into place like the flick of a switch. Well, my mama told me there'll be days like this. When you don't need to worry, there'll be days like this. When no one's in a hurry, there'll be days like this. When you don't get betrayed by that old Judas kiss. Oh, my mama told me there'll be days like this. Don't need an answer, there'll be days like this. When you don't meet a chancer, there'll be days like this. When all the parts of the puzzle start to look like they fit, then I must remember there'll be days like this. There'll be days like this. When everyone's up front and they're not playing tricks. When you don't have no freeloaders out to get their kicks. When it's nobody's business the way you wanna live. I just have to remember there'll be days like this. There'll be days like this when people understand what I mean. There'll be days like this when you ring out the changes of how everything is. Well, my mama told me there'll be days like this. Na 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 na. Oh, my mama told me there'll be days like this. Oh, my mama told me there'll be days like this. Oh, my mama told me there'll be days like this. Oh, my mama told me there'll be days like this.
I would encourage you to continue to light candles, to continue to remember those who have gone, and to be present to each other in whatever way feels comfortable. I also want to read a poem as we end. This is a poem that Jeanette sent to me this past week, thinking about this series, and it's called How to Listen by James A. Pearson. I'm not asking you to come down here and clean out the muddy corners of my life. I'm asking you to be a forest where mud and leaves, shadows and light, growth and decay all have their unquestioned belonging. I'm asking you to be an ocean where even great storms don't trouble the depths, and each tear is welcomed as a homecoming. I'm asking you to be as spacious as the vast darkness behind the sky, which will never be afraid of what I do or don't choose. I'm not asking you to hold me together. I'm asking you to open so wide that there's room for all the ways I come apart. Thanks for being the kind of community that does this for one another. May it be so. Thanks for being here this morning. We'll see you next week.